Oh, apologies for that. Apologies for that. Um, so as I was saying, thank you very much for watching the stream or the video. Probably a lot of you are viewing this video or this live stream at a different date in time. At the current moment, like we are just starting out. This is the very first annual presentation and public live stream for Project.Adapt and Adaptive Concept. And we are very pleased to be hosting this presentation this evening. And we hope that it will be well received. Without wasting any more time, my name is Tabang. I'm the founder, chairman, and CEO of Adaptive Concept, NPC. And at the current moment, we are calling ourselves a non-profit company. Although we are still looking at our strategy, and we might be changing that approach given the circumstances that we encounter down the line. But we are very much youth-based and community-based, and we want to work with other young people, for our communities, and want to bring prosperity to our very impoverished youth and society here in South Africa, and hopefully will stretch out into other countries in Africa, especially as well as in other countries overseas. So it will take time, but we'll get there, and the vision, the mission, and the energy is there. So we are looking forward to going through this journey, this route that we are setting out for ourselves. And then what I'm going to do today is that I'm going to give you a business and project concept presentation for Adaptive Concept as an organization, as well as Project.Adapt, which is our annual youth development and social sponsorship initiative that we'll be running on an annual basis going forward. So this presentation will introduce you to that particular program and the company and everything that we are about. And with the presentations, week 2, week 3, we'll be mixing it up and adding in more aspects that we are looking at as an organization. And we will provide more light into our strategy and our plans for the entire financial year, as well as provide access to our live demos of the projects that we are currently working on. So thank you very much. I hope that this will be interesting. And then I'll just get into it. I'll just remove my face for the time being so that you can just concentrate on the presentation. But stay in there. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'll just go into our table of content just to provide the list of things that we'll be going through with this presentation. So I've provided the opening, and then there was we were hoping that we would have attendees or more attendees for this presentation. But then it's fine. It's a public presentation and will be watched even going forward. So that item number 2, we can just skip past that one, and then we'll provide you some insight into Adaptive Concept on item number 3 and 4, and then we'll also explain what Project.Adapt is. And then we'll also provide a preview of the projects that we are working on and the concepts that we are working on for these projects. And we'll also speak about our need for other young people to collaborate with us on these projects and other projects that we can build and put to market going down the line. And then we'll also look at the candidate requirements and the requests that we are making to anyone who is watching this video and is interested in joining the team or supporting us in any kind of way that could help us achieve the goals that we are setting out. And then we'll also provide a preview of our contributor share model. That is our plan for how we'll disseminate shares and profit share that is made by the company. And then we'll also provide a look at the prospective workplace processes that we've set up or that we are looking to use. As you can see, the subpoints there, A, B, and C, we are going to be using ClickUp, Microsoft Teams, and WhatsApp, as well as Kaizala, although that one still needs to be set up, as a lot of people are really not on Kaizala. But it's a very good tool, for office processes. And then we'll also go into the question and answer. That is, if we have any questions coming in through the chat. And then if you're interested in joining the team as a contributor, then we will look at the questions that you should look at and the scenarios that you should probably be in order to contribute to the project meaningfully. And then I'll also provide a closure or a conclusion just to end off the presentation on a good note. And then I would like just to welcome you to Adaptive Concept. This is, as I've stated, this is our first stream and our first presentation on the company as well as the Project.Adapt. So we welcome and thank you for being a part of this auspicious occasion this evening, and I'm very pleased that you are here. So everyone has been, we have sent out invites to the people, a few applicants that have shown interest and that have applied through our website. So we have presentations today, Saturday and Sunday. So hopefully we will have more people attending those presentations on the weekends. So we will. The Project.Adapt is basically our first annual youth development and social sponsorship initiative. We call it Project.Adapt, and for this year it's 2022. So in this presentation we'll be providing you with insight into our organization, the projects and that we have to offer, and we were supposed to speak with all of the interested parties in the project. Hopefully the interest will be garnered as we get more applicants and as we get more questions coming in about our projects. And then we hope that the identity, the vision and mission and the software development projects will be introduced well, and that you will find them interesting, and that you would be interested in becoming a team player in the Adaptive Concept NPC family. So what is Adaptive Concept? So Adaptive Concept NPC is an agile systems development and digital media production non-profit company, but that status could change in the coming months. And we provide custom and pre-built software solutions on web, mobile, and desktop platforms for business, government, and social applications. And we largely leverage cloud technology, as that is the new norm that you are going into with Web3, cloud tech, cloud storage, and cloud platforms, and all those things. So with recent developments in the software development paradigm, agile development has become a really important part of the software development process. Hence, we are favoring it when it comes to developing software and systems and other digital media content that we will be working on and putting to market down the line. So we are also a digital media production studio that develops lifestyle, entertainment, and research content for popular streaming and social platforms such as YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and many other social media platforms or online platforms. And as part of our studio, we also offer film and photography services to individuals, organizations, for all types of events. So we hope that down the line we'll be developing, our services and our abilities as we start working with other talented youth, and then yeah, we'll definitely make it and make big strides in this business, social, and governmental landscape of South Africa that we have. And then what do we do for a living? So we develop Android and iOS mobile apps for business, government, and social community platforms, online platforms built on traditional as well as cloud hosting platforms. So we have cloud PaaS. PaaS is platform as a service. We also have IaaS, which is infrastructure as a service, and SaaS, which is software as a service. So we'll provide consultation for all of those concepts when it comes to cloud. And we also build systems on both traditional and cloud hosting platforms. And then we also specialize in the development of Microsoft Power Platform apps for Microsoft 365 business architecture. So Microsoft has been doing big things with the Microsoft 365 platform, and a lot of business processes, are reaping huge benefits from the cloud infrastructure created by Microsoft. And we have experience in developing such apps that utilize applications such as Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and all of the 365 Power Platform applications. And then we also offer business intelligence analytics and consultation services, business analysis for systems development. So in systems development, we have a role of business analysts. So those are people who compile, the business development aspects of software. So we offer services to look at, how can we build software. We consult, basically for software development as well, even if we do not take on the physical development of projects. And then we also offer film and video services for all forms of events. We also create government, social, community, and business platforms, as well as research-based. So research is very important because we want to create content that is credible, that is true, and that plays a developmental role in the livelihoods of people and groups in our society and our business and social landscapes. So research-based content for lifestyle, entertainment, and skills development. We also develop data analytics tools. So we also, in that case, we also analyze data for companies. Any form of data, we can perform analysis, consolidation, and reporting for that data, and we develop tools for businesses and individuals to better understand, their business processes and the clients that they are working with and the data that they collect. And then we also want to really support job and charity creation and creating opportunities through initiatives and drives to help disadvantaged and unemployed youth, because we are youth-based. Youth comes first, and we know that youth is so disadvantaged and imbalanced in this country, and we want to really make a mark in changing those circumstances. So job and charity opportunity drives are very important to us, and in the later presentations that we are going to be providing, we will be providing the strategies that we are going to be taking when it comes to these drives and initiatives, because social sponsorship and youth development is a very big part of our organization and our vision and our mission. And then we are also about sharing. So we share research. So we collect as much information as we can, and we use it to better the lives of people, and we use it to develop ourselves as young people into ethical leaders that can make an impact and a change, in our country. We also share time, with even with our consultations, like we do not charge for them, and we can spend as much time as we need to with the prospective client, to make sure that they get what they need and what they want and what works well for them. So time it's a very important resource that we are willing to share. And we also share ideas, because we know that through ideas, innovation happens, and with innovation, development and progression can be seen. Those things happen. So it's very important for us to share ideas, so that we can create better situations and better products, and any other thing that we need in order to better our lives and our circumstances. And then we also want to inspire. We share inspiration. So we will make sure that we create success stories. Even this project in itself, maybe many might deem it as just being overly optimistic, but one day it really will be an inspirational story to say that we started from here, and we actually achieved and attained our goals. And a lot of the naysayers at that point, I believe that they will be proven wrong, about our approach and what we are trying to achieve, because we will certainly achieve it. And then we also want to share love. Love is a very important thing that is missing in our lives. Our communities are sorely lacking from love. We see cruelty all around us, and we really want to change that. Even though we cannot abolish it completely, but we need to instill as much love as we can amongst us as people, and into what it is that we want to do and what we hope to achieve. And then we also want to share, like in charity. We want to make sure that people benefit, in a philanthropic sense. We want to support charity initiatives. We want to support social sponsorship drives. We want to support youth development efforts and all those things. And that's an effort that we need to take by sharing. Being greedy in this country, it creates a very negative imbalance in how we live. So we really need to change that, and it's only through sharing that we can do that, sharing and understanding. And then what is the concept? So we have a business agenda, we have a table, of our goals, our vision and mission. As you see it now, it's not complete, because this particular table, like it's something that needs to develop over time, and with the inputs of other like-minded people. I as myself started out this table, and I just put up some of the most important things that I saw that are important for the moment for us to look at. But as we go through this project, and as we develop as an organization, we will be developing this table more and more. We'll be adding more business agendas. We'll be refining, the goals, the visions and missions for each business agenda that we are looking at, And certain things, they are there now. They could change, or some could be dropped, but a lot of things will be developed, So I hope that maybe you would be able to come back to the stream or this video, and to just pause and look at it, and then hopefully, if you are interested, you could have a one-on-one with us as executive management, to look at the table and also provide your inputs. We will never say no, because it's all about perspective, and perspective is what we need at the moment. and we want to make sure that the team that we develop in adaptive concept NPC becomes a contributing team. It's all about contribution and collaboration in this sense. So we look forward to working with like very passionate people in developing this table and actually achieving everything that we put in here. And then what is Project Adapt? So Project Adapt for the current financial year is 2022-23. It's an annual software and digital media development collaborative initiative which is aimed at bringing together unemployed and disadvantaged youth who bear the necessary knowledge and experience in software development for the main purpose of developing social and community e-commerce digital platforms in an effort to create and put to market software products and digital media content that will improve individuals' livelihoods, initiate and contribute to community development efforts, and to generate employment opportunities and profit share for contributing members and prospective support beneficiaries. So at the current moment, we are in this kind of limbo and a back and forth where we are still looking at the pros and the cons of being a non-profit company as well as or being a profit company. Hence we are saying that down the line we will be making a change. We will probably be making a change, or we will find a means of continuing with the NPC status. But we know that we need to go through a process, and that particular change or that announcement shall be made down the line. So hopefully you will be with us when that time comes, and you will also have played a role in in influencing the decision that we are going to take. And then I would just like to give you a preview of the projects that we have initiated and that we are currently working on. So what you must know before I move on to the next slide is that these projects that we have three major projects that we have developed. We've developed the concept, we've developed the platform, we've developed the applications behind those platforms. But now the thing is that we need assistance, we need contribution and collaboration, because certain aspects of these applications cannot be completed by the person I must say person who is currently developing the software at the moment. We need more minds and more hands and more hearts to be poured into these projects in order to make sure that they are built timelessly and they are also made secure, and they also fulfill or reach their monetization potential. So I'll just proceed to the next slide where we'll be looking at the projects that we have. So adaptive concept is basically in a partnership structure. So adaptive concept on its own is mainly a software development organization or company, but we are in partnership with One-on-One Fitness Network and HomeWire, whilst Adaptive Media Concept is a subsidiary of Adaptive Concept NPC as the digital media side and the art and design side of Adaptive Concept. So, but Adaptive Media Concept on its own is its own company or legal entity, as well as One-on-One Fitness Network and HomeWire. So on your right hand side, we have a list of the projects that we have planned and are working on. So for under Adaptive Concept, we have Adapt Engine, which is a research index and search engine that we are developing for our research and big data initiative or efforts. And then we also have a concept called complex POS. So it's a point of sale system, and it is SMME driven, which is the small to medium enterprise businesses. It's an online and cloud-based SMME platform, which has a concept that we are calling a social marketplace. So we are trying to bring small businesses together to work together or to trade with each other, in order to try and develop them further, you know, because a lot of small businesses, like they're isolated, they do not have the means to access technology and networks. But with our complex POS platform and architecture that we are designing and conceptualizing, we are hoping that it will make it possible for all of these small businesses to access, the online marketplaces, and further develop their businesses through such platforms. And when we also have the ad market social marketplace. So it on its own is a part of complex POS, but it's a platform on its own where we are looking at marketing and digital media management. So it's going to be a free SME cloud-based interaction business interaction platform for small businesses. Small businesses are our focus, and we want to make these platforms free to use. And then if there is any form of monetization potential there, we will definitely look into it. But the main goal for these platforms is to make them free. And that is why we chose to use the NPC classification, because we want to create these free platforms, because they would be contributing towards developing business interaction, and it would go a long way towards helping small businesses develop themselves even further through marketplace interaction. And then we also offer systems development services. So we develop applications for web, mobile, and desktop. So that is our core function right there. And then we also offer business management and consulting services. And then under adaptive media concept, we develop digital media content, such as blogs for social media, online streaming, the production aspect of it, and anything regarding digital media content. We focus on that and we develop it. And then we also look at brand management for Adaptive Concept, since Adaptive Media Concept is a subsidiary of Adaptive Concept NPC. But we also offer those brand management services to other B2B companies as well. And then we are also looking at going into advertising, because that's going to be a very big source of income for the organization, because it's very important for us to make sure that we tap into the advertising and marketing spaces. And then we also have an art and design studio, so we are also looking for graphic designers, photographers, and all those artistic kinds of people to help in digital media content creation, as well as the brand management and marketing aspects of adaptive media concept. And then the last point there is photography and video services. So that one speaks for itself. And then our partner company, which is One-on-One Fitness Network, which is headed up by CEO Honolo. Hopefully he will be, in fact he will be in one of the later presentations that we are going to be hosting in the next 2 weeks. So hopefully he will also be able to provide some insights into his side of the projects. But under the organization One-on-One Fitness Network, we have OneFit.app. It's an upcoming fitness lifestyle app that is focused on sports and personal fitness and team-based fitness. So he himself, Mr. Hlonolo Matsusa, is a sports scientist, and he's a very dedicated athlete. Yeah. So he's spearheading the you know the technical aspects of the content that's going to be provided by the app, and then Adaptive Concept is developing the platform and the app for OneFit.app. And then he also has a website called LLM One-on-One Trainer. That's his brand, LLM One-on-One Trainer. So we are, as Adaptive Concept and PC, are developing the website. And then we also have another partner company called HomeWire. So HomeWire is a platform where we sell cleaning products and sanitation services. So it's an e-commerce platform, and we will be publishing the HomeWire.app soon. So that one is also developed by Adaptive Concept and PC. And then Project Wash, it's a prospective car wash concept that we are working on for the townships that we were raised in. It's also a business venture that we find could be lucrative down the line, and hopefully a lot of you who are driving would be able to pull into the car wash, and through memberships and such things, you would be able to get discounts because you are a part of the Adaptive Concept family and things like that. So these are the projects that we are working on. As you can see down there, those are our logos, and those are our trademarks, our registered trademarks for the organizations that we are heading. And then we need you on our team, and here's what we are offering. Unfortunately, at the moment, we are unable to provide monetary compensation to our prospective team members. That is because we are just starting out, and we ourselves, are just trying to build products, software products, and content that could prospectively bring in some income for us, our collaborators, as well as the charity initiatives that we are going to be contributing towards, or that we are going to be requesting from organizations, private and public organizations. So at this stage, we are planning to offer team members benefits through a share model or a profit share model, which promises dedicated and innovative contributors a dynamic stake or share in Adaptive Concept and PC. At the current moment, we have 3 major projects in development. That is one project for HomeWire, one project for One-on-One Fitness Network, and we also have the Adapt engine under Adaptive Concept and PC. So those particular projects, we see them as having high monetization potential, and our hope is that we can get you on our team to contribute to the further development of these projects, so that they can be put to market and start generating an income, as well as creating more opportunities within and around the organization. Hopefully this is a sensible request or idea to you, but we will see with applications, but we really believe in our approach and what we are promising, and we see the potential that we have in these projects and what contributions that we would get from partners such as yourselves, the talented youth that we are looking for, they could really help us in really achieving like this larger goal, of assisting whoever that is going to be accepted into the project, you know. And then we are willing to offer all members a base 1% stake or share in the organization upon acceptance, which will be subject to increase to a maximum of 10% plus monthly salary on your role or position in the organization. And it is all based on a member's contributions and the availability of shares. To aid us in allocating the deserved increase in share rates, we have developed a contributor rating system, which will provide intelligence on the impact of member contributions to the executive management on a quarterly and annual basis. And then for all the interested parties out there who are watching this stream or this video, there are certain requirements that you would need to fulfill for the specific roles that we have put requesting on our website. So for the time being, right, you will need to own a laptop or a desktop PC with an adequate internet connection, as we will be working together remotely through an online office. So in an upcoming slide, we will be looking at the proposed workflow that we are going to be using for the remote work or the online office. You will also need to own a piece or pieces of hardware or software attributed to the skill or role that the interested party will be providing. However, in the case of software, the licenses for those software access or the installers, they will be provided in the applicable scenarios. So this means that if you are a graphic designer, you do not have Adobe Photoshop or any other graphic design software, that we will happily provide, because we do have software, we do have licenses, and some software that we use, like there are online platforms, so we would be able to provide access to these design systems. So this just means that the most crucial thing that you would need to have is a PC, whether a laptop or a desktop PC, and an internet connection. And I would just like to emphasize the fact that it will not be intense, because we will be working on it's going to be specific days in a week, and for others specific days in a month, so I don't think, in fact, it won't be too much for you to be able to connect. We'll also be using, like platforms, communication platforms such as WhatsApp and Kaizala, to make sure that we are able to communicate and share work, and that will be even cheaper for anyone who is interested in contributing to this project. And then we would just like to state that, if you invest in your work at the moment, or your contribution, it will definitely be rewarded down the line, because your inputs, they will give you access to shares that could prospectively grow down the line, even if maybe at some point you find another opportunity, but you initially contributed to the organization and the project, and they eventually blow up. You would be a shareholder in the company, and you would be part of the board, and you would be getting income even though you're not contributing at that point in time down the line in the company. So it's all about what you are willing to invest at the moment. If you can't invest, if you can't contribute, um, it's fine, you know, it's not a bad thing. We understand the circumstances that a lot of people are going through, especially young people. Um, and the cost of living is high, you know. But I know that there are people who have the ability still, you know, and that are looking to find other forms of value besides salaries and money. And in this particular scenario, this project, we are not looking for employees. We are looking for partners. We are looking for collaborators. We are looking for contributors in our projects and in the organization. And you should understand that once you apply and you are onboarded into the company, you become a part of the board, you become a shareholder, you know. And we will fight to make sure that we achieve our goals and that we develop this company and that we make big strides when it comes to our business goals and our social goals. And you will benefit definitely down the line. And then before you register, or if and that is if you are really interested in joining the organization, we have a language and a culture that we want to make sure is instilled into every team member and every contributor in the organization. So that language and culture is that we are multicolored. Our vision, or the vision, is for all of us, and then we speak one professional language, you know. And then it's also very important for us to have a single medium of communication to make sure that everyone understands, you know. Hence is why, like, I'm using English to communicate with you all right now. So English is a language that is understood by a majority all around the world, and it is used to communicate professionally. So we want to make sure that once we start working together, we communicate effectively, efficiently, and professionally. So English is the way we do it. And then we also share our cultures, though. We need not be biased towards one culture or have negative views about another person's culture. And that is something that we want to instill inside everyone, because we are observant of the hate that is going around when it comes to people's cultures, their races, and their sexual preferences. And we really want to make sure that that doesn't become, or that doesn't interfere in our vision and our actions in the organization. And then we also accept everyone for who they are. So who you are is definitely your best, you know, and we need your best. We need the real you to make sure that we are able to, you know, share, as we've said. We are able to share effectively, and that we are able to understand each other effectively. So acceptance of who a person is in the organization is very important, and that is a part of our culture that we need to make sure that we emphasize. And then here's a look at our contributor share model. So we are open to making changes, you know, and concessions when it comes to how people feel about the financial aspects of things, you know. But it must be understood that a significant amount of work has already been put in by the members that are currently there in the organization, and that, you know, there's always perspective for growth when it comes to earning potential down the line. Although we do not want the focus of our activities to be bound and based on monetary values, you know. But nonetheless, here's our model, and what we are estimating and projecting down the line. So with regard to our contributor share model, it is target based, you know. So the targets that we have put forward have been deemed to be sufficient to sustain and support, you know, like the functioning of the organization down the line. And we are at this moment looking at ways of getting some form of income, you know, in terms of sponsorship, as well as support requests from organizations and partnerships and things like that. So those strategies, they will be explained in the coming presentations. So we will keep on inviting the applicants, as well as live streaming, you know, these insights on YouTube and other platforms as well. So and then we also hope that the systems and the platforms that we are developing, as well as the services that we are rendering, they will reach the income targets, although we will work with what we get, you know. And then according to our estimations, you know, an adequate income in the organization to sustain our business processes per week would be 70,000, per month would be 304,166 and 80 cents, and then per annum, which is per year, would be 3,650,000 and R1.60. So maybe for some this might be a bit eccentric, but in the business world, you know, like this is actually this is actually quite acceptable, you know, and some people would even mark, you know, higher targets for us to achieve. And hence we've said that the projects that we are developing, they have the potential to actually reach these targets, but it's only if we work towards it and we provide a unique selling point in these projects, a really good unique selling point, that we can really achieve these targets and even exceed them. And it is with your assistance that we can do that. And once we start earning these amounts of money, definitely you yourselves will be earning. So I'll just move on to the next slide. So for the executive shareholders, this is the profit share breakdown. So we want to be clear and transparent about how we plan to split the profit share. So what I'm going to be showing, like these particular slides that I'm showing first, they're like the profit take, right, for each role that we have set out. And then this one is particularly for the executive shareholders. So just take your time and pause the video or take a screenshot or whatever, and then we can speak about it down the line. And then moving on to the software development skills that we are looking at, we had requested on our website for applications for front-end web developers or full-stack web developers, back-end web developers, mobile app developers for iOS and Android, business analysts, user experience designers or UX designers, as well as software testers under the quality assurance branch of the software development side of the organization. So as you can see there, the share rates, they go from 2% to 4%. So for example, let me just start with the front-end web developers. So we need 2 contributors. Those would be 2 shareholders. They would be getting a share rate of 3% each. And then if we reach the target of 70,000 in a week, per week, in a year, they would be eligible to getting 1,400 Rand per week. And then per month would be 6,083 rands and 34 cents. And in a year, they would be eligible to getting, or per quarter, they would be eligible to getting 18,250 rands and 1 cent. And then in a year, they would be eligible to getting 73,003 cents per year. So that is how this particular table is interpreted. I hope that there won't be any confusion around that one. And then with their design artistic skills, so these people or these candidates would be allocated to adaptive media concept. And then for graphic designers, we need 2 contributors / shareholders, video editors 2 as well, photographers 2 as well. And then with the graphic designers and video editors, we would allocate them a share rate of 3% each. And then for the photographers, 2%. Because with regard to photography, we would like to think that that would be commission based, and it would also depend on how many projects or requests that we get. So with regard to photography and video editing, that might not be a post where we get frequent requests for services. Hence is why we have chosen to allocate the share rates this way. But if you are interested, and maybe you are not happy with the allocation, we are willing to hear you out. And then if you make a good argument, then we can make a concession. But that one is fine. And then we will also have group discussions with any applicant that we get, or anyone that seems interested in joining the fray. And then with regard to the administrative, business management and brand management and management skills in particular, we were requesting for a junior accountant, marketing and branding manager consultant, as well as a social media manager consultant. So at the current moment, we really do not have much in the way of marketing and brand management and social media management, and these particular roles, they're very important with regard to spearheading our marketing and advertising efforts that we want to offer as services to prospective clients. So we are hoping that anyone who is willing and watching this video, please apply. You get a 4% share rate starting out. And then we also require consultative knowledge and process management skills. So under this particular category, we have a cloud technology consultant, which is a high-level post that we are looking at, and we are starting them out at 4%, right? And then we are also looking at legal consultants. We are also starting them out at 4%. We know that some people, some graduates or people who have studied, ensure that we are compliant in every legal aspect that we need to comply to. So those particular posts or skill sets are important to us, and we need them dearly. And then they would be allocated a 4% share rate each. And then we also require a GitHub specialist, or a person or a consultant that would assist us with repository management for all our software projects. It's very important for us to look at security as well as an effective workflow for our software development process, and we need a dedicated person to make sure that all of that is in order. So if you have knowledge and skills in this particular field, please apply and then talk to us, and then let's work. And then this is the last slide that I'm going to share under the profit share model. So this particular slide, it looks at the operational funds, right? So these rows that are in purple, those show the money that goes, the prospective funds that go into the operations or the running of the organization. So as I said, that a requirement for the applicants that you have a PC and a desktop, and that we are also going to be working remotely, is that we want to prospectively down the line have an office space that is conducive, and that really speaks to the young people that are working in that organization. So it's very important for us to put back whatever we are getting back into the company, and it should be much more than what we are using to splurge on ourselves, or what we say that we are earning on, because it's very important for us to sustain the structure that we are trying to build, this organization. And as you can see there, the total amount that would be going back into the company per week, if we reach the 70,000 per week target, would be 35,700 rands. And out of that 35,700 rands, it's split into 80-20 between operational funds as well as reinvestment capital. So the operational funds are funds that are going to be used for the resources that we need, office space, transportation, PCs, printers, things like that, and maintaining all of the equipment that we have. And then with the reinvestment capital, that would go into our youth development efforts, as well as in investments, in partnerships, and in other organizations, or other forms of and other forms of investments, be it if maybe we are looking at investing with the likes of Discover, business investments, and and insurance and things like that. So, but those aspects, they will be explained by the Chief Financial Officer, which is Palisa. She's very clued up on how that one is going to work, and we will have, as a board, discussions or meetings around the use of money in the organization once we start reaching this income target. And then the skill category totals, it totals up to 34,300 rands per week, and as you can see, going to the right hand side, per month, per quarter, and per year. So the profit share, the total profit share excluding the executive shareholders, that goes to the non-executive shareholders, is 23,800 rands per week, and 103 rands and 416, or 103,416 rands and 71 cents per month, and so forth, as you can see there. And then we need a grand total of 26 contributors, that is excluding the executive shareholders. So hopefully this particular table makes sense, and hopefully we will have a discussion around it down the line. So with regard to the prospective workplace processes, we are planning to use, in fact we've set up ClickUp. There's a platform called ClickUp. It's a workflow management tool. It will be used as our online office. That is where we will be defining the tasks and the roles that need to be executed by each contributor or shareholder in the company once they've been onboarded. And then, as I said, like the system supports task management and tracking of tasks, and that will be used into feeding the contributor rating model that will dictate the increases in shares if they are deserved. So that is how we will be tracking the effectiveness of each contributor in the project, in each project that we are working on. And then we're also going to be using Microsoft Teams. And then I believe that hopefully a lot of people have been exposed to Microsoft Teams. It's a online collaborative tool used to facilitate contribution amongst teams in a remote manner. So you would be able to connect. You would be able to have virtual meetings, video conferences. You would also be able to share documents, as well as collaborate on documents in real time using Microsoft Teams. And then ClickUp as well also has that feature, but that will be done mostly in Microsoft Teams. And then it will also be used as document storage for all of the important and administrative information and documents that we have and that we will be sharing and collaborating on. And then we will be migrating to Office 365 Enterprise in the future down the line, once we have a working workflow that is effective, and once we start seeing development and growth in the organization. So in this particular version of Microsoft 365 Teams, there will be more features. And then we'll also be using WhatsApp and Microsoft Kaizala. So these particular two apps, they are instant chat applications. I believe everyone in this day and age knows what WhatsApp is, but that's not the case for Microsoft Kaizala. But Microsoft Kaizala is basically the same as WhatsApp, but it has more office processing features, and it can be connected to the Power Platform applications, to other Power Platform applications in the Microsoft 365 architecture. So it's also a very good tool for us to communicate and work on documents and collaborate and all those things. And these particular apps, they are instant chat, so it will help us facilitate swift communication, and it will also help us, cut down on the need for internet connectivity in order for us to communicate and get work done. And then we had to have a question and answer section, but due to attendance, that would not be possible. But hopefully in the next few presentations, we will be able to have a question and answer section, and I hope that it will be enlightening to everyone that would be watching or rewatching the stream, this video. And then if you are interested in joining our initiative as a contributor as a shareholder, and as a team player, we would like to ask yourself, or to ask you, if you fall under any of these scenarios listed on this particular slide. Are you unemployed and are looking for a job or internship or a learnership or a contributorship opportunity? If that's the case, then we hope that you will be interested in applying. If you are disadvantaged but bear the necessary knowledge, skills, and experience in software development, management, and or content creation, then that would be great. If you are looking for a software development project that you can contribute towards with skills, knowledge, or donations, then this project is really for you. And then we also need you to ask yourself these questions. Do you have the necessary skills or knowledge to contribute meaningfully to this software development company? If that's the case, then please do apply, right? Because it would be very hard for us to get applications if or to be able to work with you if you have not been exposed to a professional workplace environment, or if you are lacking in the technical skills that we are looking for, because we are primarily focused on art and design, software development, and management, and like the sub items under those particular fields. So please make sure that you identify with yourself first before you apply. And then, are you willing to work on developing projects for the first 6 months of the initiative, at the very least, without receiving compensation? Because as we've stated, we do not have the financial means to be paying salaries. And at the current moment, we are not looking for employees. We are looking for partners. We are looking for contributors. We are looking for shareholders for the company who will help us finish the development of these projects. And once these projects are put to market and once they start generating income, they will benefit from the profit that is generated by those applications. And we are by no means saying that you need to not be looking for other opportunities elsewhere. If you are interested and you find yourself being a part of the team, you are still free to look for opportunities elsewhere, although you will be bound by a non-disclosure agreement, just to make sure that we also protect ourselves from the solicitation of intellectual property and things like that. But it is very important for you to understand that this particular project is about earning and creating our own means of prosperity, and we are hoping that there are people out there who would really be interested in working with like-minded individuals on working on challenges in developing software or systems or processes, as well as managing projects, and that are also looking to developing themselves, as leaders and as teachers, and to also learn from others. So we are hoping that someone out there is watching this video, and they are looking at the prospect, the potential that could be achieved through this project. And we are saying that we cannot do this alone, and we do not have enough expertise. We do not have enough minds and hearts to make sure that these projects reach their full potential. Hence, we are asking that you join our team, and that we do promise that once we put these software products to market, you will benefit from your contribution. And then, are you willing to contribute with your time and your knowledge in order to teach and to learn from others who are like-minded and who are talented? As I've been saying, there are other forms of value besides money. There's also learning potential. There's also opportunities to be identified, by an organization somewhere for your contributions and your diligence in your duties. and we will never hold you down to say that no, don't go. We'll actually also work towards finding and creating opportunities um, 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 for our for our collaborators and our contributors, you know. And then would you be willing to commit to this organization to see its success? And then if that's the case, we are looking for 100% commitment. We know that a lot of people might push this to the side. Hopefully that's not the case, but we are just thinking that maybe that might be the case. And if that happens, you know, like it puts us in a very bad position, disadvantages us, you know, as a collaborative and as a group in general from achieving our potential. So whoever's willing to contribute to the project needs to contribute with 100% of themselves, you know. And if you're not seeing any form of benefit on your side, then it's always good to let us know, inform us of um, where we are lacking, maybe what we could do to change that. And if you really are unhappy or do not find a breakthrough, then we cannot hold you back, you know, from finding other opportunities. And just saying this again, we will also help our collaborators find more opportunities with regard to developing themselves and getting other opportunities out there. And then as a conclusion, right, I would just like to say that given time, technique never fails. So everything takes time. This project might take time. The goals that we have set out for this year, we might not attain it this year, but we will definitely attain it. That's what I can say. And that is my promise to everyone who is viewing this video. And hopefully, if you are interested, you will come back or you will contact me, and I will give you insight into who I am, what I have been able to achieve or do in the sphere of work that I am in right now. And I'm always looking to work with, you know, talented people, and I'm always willing to learn from others, and I'm always willing to teach whatever I can. I'm a sharing person, and there are other people who are like me out there, and I hope that this message will be able to reach them. So I could say that it's about time that we come together as young people to build our own route to prosperity. And we can only build that route by collaborating, sharing, and learning from the skills and the knowledge and the experiences that we have and that we share with each other. We need to bring our minds and hands together to build and innovate. And once we start doing that, we will surely beat youth unemployment, and we will develop more young professionals to lead the charge with new ideas in the public and private spheres of our societies, not only here in South Africa, but in other countries in Africa as well as abroad, you know. And then it is also important for us to understand and always remind ourselves that there are other forms of value besides money, you know. Sometimes we receive money, but at the same time it goes just as quickly, and we always need to slave to maintain getting that money, you know. But when it comes to other forms of value, such as knowledge, you know, understanding, as well as obtaining skills, you know, those are things that stay with you. Those are things that develop over time and with more learning and more teaching, you know. And we should always be looking to creating other forms of wealth besides money. Even that money itself, it's important for us to have monetary wealth, but wealth also comes in different forms as well. And these other forms of wealth, they are sustainable because they stay with us, and they are expendable, you know. And then we need to come together in order to build the foundation and the structure that we are sorely lacking in terms of support for young people in our country. We all know that job opportunities are scarce, and attempting to create wealth alone is virtually impossible or highly implausible, you know. By coming together as young people, we come together with fresh ideas, and we also come together with the will to create our own route to prosperity. And once we have that, we are able to learn and teach in order to become leaders and to groom leaders of tomorrow. And that's how we will sustain prosperity amongst young people. Young people in government, young people leading the charge in our societies, young people being moral leaders and moral managers, young people who do not look towards reaping benefits selfishly and performing fraudulent acts which affect other much disadvantaged people down the line. It's important for us to teach ourselves those values and develop ourselves in that sense. And for as long as we are always looking for handouts from a government that is really failing us, in all honesty, we will never be able to change the circumstances that we find ourselves in today. As South Africa is one of the most imbalanced countries in the world, we need to change that. We need to affect this youth unemployment conundrum that we are facing at the current moment. And we can only do that by working together. So I would just appeal to anyone who is watching this video to please look within themselves and just to try. Even if you do not plan on a long-term stay with us, just apply and then see where this takes you. You do not know what the future holds for you, and you might find that you're looking at this video and like, this guy is he's dreaming, but dreams can turn into reality, and I myself am fighting towards attaining those dreams. And I know that there are other millionaires, billionaires out there that started out in a similar way as I am, requesting, for support or assistance, and then a few years down the line, they attain their dreams, and they achieve the goals that they've set out to achieve. So it's good. Like, it might not be good to just pass up on an information. Sometimes it's good to call, understand, fish for information that you need in order to make an informed decision about what you are going to do going down the line. But that's all I could say, is that we need the assistance. We need to work with other young people in order to make sure that we attain the goals that we've set out to attain. So whoever's watching this video, if you're still watching right now, thank you very much for coming this far with the stream, and I hope that you find interest in this project, and that you are willing to apply, or at least contact me or the organization. So we are done with the presentation, and then thank you for joining. And then for more information and to submit your application, please visit the Project.Adapt page on our website, or call the organization on 081-811-8095. And then there is our link for the Project.Adapt page, and you will find more information on our website with regard to the services that we offer and everything else that we are about. So thank you very much for joining, guys. And I hope that you will have a good one.